What's a school rumor you heard as a kid that turned out to be true years later? Everyone said Mr. Epstein, our ancient janitor, was actually a war hero. Kids claimed he had medals hidden in his supply closet and spoke 7 languages, but he mostly just grunted and pushed that squeaky cart around Clinton Elementary. The rumors swirled through hallways like whispered legends. Some said he'd been a spy, others insisted he'd saved an entire platoon in Vietnam. But all we ever saw was a gruff old man in faded coveralls. The man was a complete mystery. How did someone afford that sleek designer watch on a janitor's salary? Those weren't ordinary work boots. They were genuine combat boots, polished to a shine that would make a drill sergeant proud. Sometimes I'd catch him during lunch breaks, hunched over foreign newspapers in what looked like Russian or German, his weathered fingers tracing the text with obvious fluency. But the moment anyone approached, he'd quickly flip to the sports section and pretend to be absorbed in baseball scores. Nothing about him added up, and that fascinated me more than it should have. Senior year hit me like a freight train. I was failing chemistry spectacularly, watching my college plans crumble like a house of cards. One devastating Tuesday, after bombing another exam, I trudged to my locker expecting nothing but disappointment. Instead, I found something extraordinary. Detailed chemistry notes slipped through the vents, handwritten explanations that made complex molecular structures suddenly click into place. The handwriting looked strangely familiar, elegant, and precise. More notes appeared with mysterious regularity. Physics formulas broken down into digestible steps, calculus shortcuts that transformed impossible equations into manageable problems. Always anonymous, always arriving exactly when I needed them most. My grades didn't just improve, they skyrocketed. When I asked around, I discovered 3 other struggling students had received similar help. Against all odds, I graduated valedictorian and earned acceptance to MIT with a full scholarship. During Christmas break of my freshman year, nostalgia drew me back to Clinton Elementary. I found Mr. Epstein in his supply closet, methodically organizing cleaning supplies. "Thank you," I said simply. He looked up, genuinely confused. "For what, kid?" "The notes. All those chemistry explanations. I know it was you." His weathered face transformed, hard lines softening. He glanced around nervously, then reached behind cleaning chemicals and pulled out a worn wooden box. Inside lay a Purple Heart, Bronze Star, and Distinguished Service Medal. Beneath those gleaming symbols, I glimpsed dozens of letters of recommendation he'd written for students. "Army intelligence," he said quietly. "Spoke 9 languages, not 7 like the kids guessed. Retired here because I wanted to help kids learn instead of the other things I used to do." The revelation hit me like lightning. Mr. Epstein had been secretly mentoring struggling students for 23 years, providing guidance through anonymous notes, glowing reference letters, even small scholarships funded from his military pension. He made me promise not to tell anyone while he was alive, and I honored that commitment. Last month, he passed away peacefully. At the funeral, I expected maybe a handful of faculty members. Instead, hundreds of former students filled every pew. Doctors, teachers, engineers, artists, all sharing similar stories of anonymous help that had changed their lives. The principal read from his will. Over 2 decades, he'd personally mentored 127 students. His entire military pension and life savings, $340,000, would be divided among current Clinton Elementary students for college scholarships.